Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday morning so far. We are almost through with January. Can you believe it? It's going by quick. Man, they just fly by. I can't believe it. Yeah, today's January 28th. I'm pretty sure today is the anniversary of the Challenger disaster. Somebody help me with the year. Was it 86? I don't remember the year off the top of my head anyway. But yeah, I think today was the Challenger disaster. I'll tell you something else too. I'm not going to talk about crappers anymore during the coffee sessions. Just talking about Thomas Crapper yesterday and commodes and all that kind of stuff. And I was sitting in there watching TV yesterday afternoon and heard this weird noise. And I'm like, what is that noise? So I lowered the sound on the TV a little bit and kept hearing it. And I'm thinking, was it something out in the garage? So I walked out to the garage and I listened because it sounded like either a gas leak or an air leak on an air compressor or something like that. That's what it sounded like. So I went out there and I didn't hear anything in the garage. I came back in, I turned the sound all the way down and then realized it was coming from this end of the house. So I come back and as I got closer, I could tell it was coming from my master bathroom. And I'm thinking, oh, the stupid tank's messing up or something. So I take the lid off and jiggle the handle and all that, and the little hose is running like crazy. And, but no matter what I did, I couldn't get that sound to stop. And it was like a big hiss, like, psst, like I said, like it sounded like a gas leak or something. Well, then I got down to where the little valve, you got the little hose going from the valve coming out of the floor up to the bottom of the tank. And when I took my hand and went to touch around there, I felt like a real fine spray. So apparently I had like some kind of plastic hose. And apparently that thing had got a little pinhole, but it was, the water pressure was such that it sounded like an air leak, but it was actually spraying out water. And I'm thinking, well, I'm glad I was home when that happened, but now I've got to go get a new hose thing. So yeah, it's weird how you talk about a crapper and then the next day you're working on one. But anyhow, let's see who we got over here in chat. Looks like we got a pretty good group assembled over here. Let's see here. Hitch says, got to work again today. This semi-retired isn't all it's cracked up to be. Yeah, you need to cut back on that. Hitch, you're missing too many coffee sessions here. It's bad for your health. Dave Clemens is in the house. How you doing, Dave? Paul Stewart's here. Good morning to you, sir. Love your pick there. You can tell that guy's a CNC guy. Troy Pritchard in the house. Good morning. He says, happy Tuesday and always the thumbs up. Thank you, Troy. Appreciate that. Larry Galt says, good morning, everyone. 55 now, 70 later. That sounds pretty good to me. Um, I don't know what it was here. It's colder here today, actually, because the sky's real clear, and of course that doesn't give any insulation, so it got colder last night. I don't even know. It felt pretty cold. I hadn't even. Well, let's see if it's on my phone here. Maybe I can. I don't know where it says, but anyway, it was cold. Let's see who else here. Steven Toronto's here. He says, "Morning all." Mark Lindsay CNC is in the house. Earl Walker says it's 32 in Ohio today. Kevin Ellis, good morning, sir. I think that's some kind of a CNC thing there. I'm not sure what that is, that his picture is. You'll have to let us know what that is, Kevin. Let's see. Javi's here this morning. How you doing, Javi? Let's see. Let's see. Janet Moore's over there on Facebook. She says, "Good morning. Love the Rocky prancing in the snow video." Yeah, that was one of my Facebook memory things that popped up this morning, reminding me that 6 years ago today, we had a little snow in Georgia. It wasn't much. Some folks will look at that and laugh, probably like, "Yeah, that's some snow," but I mean, it barely covered the ground. But I got to tell you too, Rocky was a lot more spry back then. The way he's running around, he don't get around quite that good anymore. But yeah, good morning, or no, good afternoon from Liberia. Good afternoon, George. Good to see you on here. Mike Reynolds, good morning, sir. Bart Bixel says, "Good morning. I hope everyone's coffee is hot and tasty like mine. If not, you better go brew another cup." Yeah, I always try to get one right before I go live. So it's as you can see, it's pretty full and nice and hot. Just in case I get long-winded, I got to have enough to get through the coffee sessions. Hobby says yes, 86. I thought it was 86, but I wasn't sure. Thanks for checking on that for me, Hobby. Making Sawdust says, "Good morning, folks. How are you, sir?" Patrick's in the house. It says, "Hello, fellas." Let's see who else we got. Kevin Calhoun's watching over on Facebook. Appreciate you, Kevin. Good morning to you. Wait a minute. Sometimes I scroll and this thing just goes crazy. There we go. Ron Coffee is in the house. How you doing, Ron? Greg says, "Get braided stainless steel." Yeah, that's what I've got on the other one. And I don't know why that thing had that stupid plastic, but it's just a gray plastic stuff. And I know I've changed out that little float thingy, whatever you call that thing. I probably changed that out 2 or 3 times since I've been here. But I always just keep using that same hose, and it finally messed up. Mark says, "Don't talk about transmissions and you'll be fine." Yeah, I don't want to talk about anything about my truck. I don't need it to go bad. I depend on my truck too much. Making Sawdust says, "I'm getting ready." Well, I guess he's talking to the Patricks over there. He says, "I'm getting ready to restore a 63 Craftsman radial arm saw inspired by your table saw retro series." Yeah, Patrick's has done not one, but 2 table saws. He's got twin table saws, and they look good. Earl says, "Thumbs up." Thank you, Earl. Appreciate it. Larry's telling me it's 43 at my house, so I guess he knows. He's probably got Google over there or something. Let's see. It says he's showing 38 at Dave's house. Well, let me just see if I can in this debate here of what the temperature is at Dave's house. I'll go to my Fox 5 weather app. It's sunny and feels like it's 39, sunny and feels like 39. So it's actually warmer than I thought then. But you know what? The humidity was 92%. So that's, to me, that always, when it's damp like that, it always makes it feel colder to me. So yeah, we're going to give that one to Hitch, I guess. He's closest. Closest without going over, like they do in the Price is Right. Let's see. Bart says, I said good morning to you know who last night about 7 p.m. Pacific time, and she told me about Thomas Crapper. I'm not certain, but I don't think it morning anywhere at that time. Yeah. I don't know how long they do that, but you can say. In fact, I've got something I was going to talk about here in a minute, and when I said good morning, she said it. And then if you miss part of it, you can keep just later on throughout the day, just keep saying good morning, and she'll just repeat the same thing. I don't know when they finally change it. Let's see. George says, please keep me in prayers. I'm asking for forgiveness. Okay, will do, George. LB Sharp says, morning, late, but made it. Ron Coffee says, cold pizza for breakfast. I like cold pizza for breakfast. Nothing wrong with that. Curtis is in the house. Witzig, I'm going to say. Good morning, Curtis. Let's see. Jerry Cooper. Another cold day in Canada. Let's see here. LB is asking Ron Coffee, how do you highlight my name in the chat? I didn't notice, but he must be putting an at thing or something, I guess. It doesn't show up highlighted here, but I think it does over on the YouTube chat. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much caught up. You all just having conversations over there, not including me. So, yeah, I was going to talk a little bit about the coronavirus. I asked the thing in there about that this morning, and she said, and I asked her a couple of times so I could jot this down, but she said that the CDC has 4 confirmed cases in the U.S., 50 potential cases in 22 states, and that China has already had 80 deaths with 3,000 more potential cases. Then I asked her that during a commercial that, there was like a commercial break where I was watching the news this morning. So immediately when the news came back on, they started talking about this. So apparently the Amazon device, I'll call it that, so she won't talk, is having trouble keeping up with this corona thing because they said that there are 5 confirmed cases in the U.S. with 110 potential cases over 26 states. And there's, I can't even read my own writing here, 106 deaths in China. And then she went on to say about some other things in other countries. And I just spotted something when I was researching it that now there's some cases in Germany and stuff. So it's it's going to get rough if they don't do something. And of course, there's also no effective vaccine for it, or currently no vaccine for it, they said. So if you get it, you have to do one of two things. You either have to ride it out, be sick as hell, or die, I guess. Um, and they said the symptoms are pretty rough, like like pneumonia. So it's not looking good. I hope they get a handle on that pretty quick. But yeah, Larry Galt says that he used the Atlanta for the temp check. It's always warmer in Atlanta than it is here. Um, a lot of hot air in Atlanta, a lot of concrete. So yeah, it's always warmer in Atlanta than it is here. Um, but I'm not very far from Atlanta. Um, all righty, let's see. Tell you something else I was thinking about too, besides the crapper thing. The other night, I was I'd rolled over in bed or something, and I guess my ear got covered up on the pillow just right. Where you know how sometimes if you just plug your ear, you can hear your heartbeat really good. And I know what you guys are thinking. Anybody, this guy thinks of weird stuff, but it's just stuff I think about sometimes. But anyway, so I could hear my heartbeat really good. So I'm laying there and I'm thinking to myself, I'm not a spring chicken, but I wonder how many heartbeats has my heart done? And it's, I mean, anybody, don't cheat and Google, but anybody wants to comment, take a guess on how many times you think the average person's heartbeat beats in a year. I'll know if you cheat and Google it because I know the answer. But we'll just see what kind of things we said. You'd probably be amazed. Um, um, about that. Mark says he doesn't go too many places, so he's not too concerned about the coronavirus. Well, me either. And this is, being a reclusive is looking better and better to me all the time. It really is. With all the world travel, there will be no containing this or any other virus. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we got our first guess here. 16 million making sawdust says. I'll give it another minute or two. Everybody's over there talking about stupid radio saws. All right. Well, I don't know. That might be the only. I see some more coming in. They just haven't got here yet. So I'll give it another minute. But yeah, I think you'll be surprised what the average is. Okay, here we go. Larry says over 30 million. You're getting close. Troy's trying to count them here. He says 30 million. Oh wait, you got a comment in the wrong place there. Somehow, that number's not making sense to me. Mark says, "Yeah, cave homes are looking pretty nice to me right about now." Yeah. I think social interaction is way overrated for me, anyway. Every time I get around people, I just get mad. All right, 1.8 billion. All right, he's going way high. Paul Stewart says 1.5 billion. Okay, Bart says, I live in the same county of the first reported coronavirus in the USA. Yeah, well, you better either stay in the house or get you a mask to wear anywhere, because that stuff is no joke. All right, so Janet comes up with let's see, this is going to be, I got to do this, to 31,536,000. That's a nice guess. Keith said he's going to go with 30 million. All right, well, I Googled it, of course, and the average, this is really interesting, I think, especially the last little bit here, but the average person has about 80 heartbeats a minute. That's the average. That's what they say. So they're saying that you have 115,000 heartbeats a day and 42 million a year. 42 million. And then I start doing the math. I'm like, let's see, 42 times 6. Man, mine ought to be about wore out. But they say the average life, and I guess they're using whatever the life expectancy is these days, says that the average person with the average life expectancy, their heartbeat will beat about 3 billion times. That's just amazing. I can't even, my head's exploding. I can't even think about that. 3 billion times. And this is what, another cool fact, they said that over the lifetime, that 3 billion heartbeats, that your heart will have pumped 1 million barrels of blood. That's a lot of pumping. But yeah, see, that's the weird kind of stuff I think about when I roll over and hear my heart beating because I got my ear plugged up. So really, and I hope it keeps going. I'm hoping he don't give up on me anytime soon. Larry says his has beat 3.1 billion times. Yeah. Mark says that's a few super tankers full of blood. I know, that's an amazing stat there. It's and like I said, when I rolled over and I heard it going boom 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 boom, I thought, wow, I wonder how many times it's done that. And then when I looked it up, it just blew me away. That was pretty crazy. Well, let's see. You know what, guys? I did hit the timer today. First time I've hit it in a long time. It says I got 6.5 minutes left. So I got to tell you something that struck me as funny. Might strike you as funny too. And I don't, me, I don't like to talk about politics, mainly because it makes me mad and I get my blood pressure up. But just to talk about, we'll just talk about them in general, just for a second. But I was watching some of the live feed yesterday from the impeachment trial thing, and this is how I think. I know it's weird, but I was thinking about how some of them politicians, and this goes for both sides, all of them. Doesn't matter which one you're talking about because they all do it. But that when one of these lawyers or whatever, or anybody that's talking about something they said in the past, because now they're talking about, the sky is blue. I'm going to use that as an example. And they, and then they go, well, wait a minute, we have you on film here, when you were on such and such. And the technology is such where people can pull up stuff so fast now. And it's like, well, we had you on this show, 10 years ago, and you were saying the sky was green, and it's just so funny because those politicians have to kind of hate the technology that we have today because I mean, the video doesn't lie, the sound doesn't lie. When they try to say one thing, and I love some of these ones that are running, running for the primary and stuff, and they go to one city and they say one thing, and then they travel to another state and another city and they say something totally different, and it's like, are they that stupid that they don't realize that all this is on video? It's like, you always tell folks, well, be careful social media, because once you put it out there, it's there forever. Well, I'm not sure some of these politicians have figured that out yet, because it's like, and they'll sit there, when somebody says, well, 10 years ago you said this, and they'll sit there and lie straight through their teeth, well, no, I never said that, blah, blah, blah. And it's, 5 seconds later, they're going, well, here's the video. And they got to be going, oh, damn it, But I just thought that was funny because I could just picture, now when you're watching the live feed, at least the one I watched, they only have like the person talking. It's kind of like looking at me here. You only see me. You don't see anybody else that's around them. But I can just imagine some of the faces of some of the people on at that other table, just out of camera view, when they throw up a video of them saying something that they're now saying exactly the opposite. So it's I just thought that was hilarious. I'm thinking, I wish they had like either a split screen where they have the person talking in the middle and then both sides on the other, or maybe have it split and have a big view of I'd like to see the whole thing. I'd like to see whether people are paying attention. Are they sitting there playing with their cell phones? Are they, picking their nose? What are they doing? But yeah, I just thought that was funny. I don't know if you guys think it's funny or not, but I think it's funny that they'll say literally anything. And I'm not ragging on one side or the other. It's all of them. They'll say anything to get elected. All about the power. And that's why everybody needs to get out and vote in I've lost track now, 280-ish days or something, whenever it is. Yeah, Charles hit on it here. He says, not hard to be consistent if you're telling the truth. Politicians haven't figured that out either. Yeah, nobody does anymore. None of them do. It's, yeah, if you tell them the truth, you don't have to, it's easy to remember your story. But anyway, I don't want to get off on the politics thing too much. But I think that's all I had jotted down. Sometimes I write stuff down because I think, I'll mention that on the show. That'd be a good topic or whatever. So I'll write something down, and then when I come in here and look at it, I'm like, why did I write that down? I got Fusion 360 wrote down. I don't know why in the world I had it wrote down. I think I know. Any Fusion 360 users out there? I know this isn't CNC stuff, but thank you, Hitch. He says back to work. Thumbs up. Yep. Thank you. I already got 15 of them over there, looks like. Appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate it. Well, I was going to give you a tip. I think that's why I wrote this down. I should have wrote more because I had to stop and think about why I did that. Oh, there goes my little timer. But I'll give you a tip on Fusion 360 if you're wanting to get it. And this is for people that want to buy it, not the ones that get the free version. But if you want to get it, here's what you do, or you want to get it for a good deal. You go to their website and you sign up, and you go to you go click the buy thing and put it in your cart, and then leave, because they will send you an email like every day, and each time it's a little cheaper and a little cheaper and a little cheaper. So if you're looking if you're looking to buy Fusion 360, there's the tip from Dave right there. Now, I'm just looking. I hadn't got the email today, but I'm sure it'll be lower than it was yesterday. So, anyhow, all right. Well, that's going to do it for this one, I guess. Yeah, Larry Duggar here. Appreciate you watching, Larry. He's over on Facebook. Says, say the truth. You don't have to worry about covering up your lies. Yeah, that's the problem. They tell so many stories that then they can't keep them straight. You know. But anyway, all right, guys. I'm gonna get out of here. I hope you have a great Tuesday. I don't know what the weather's going to be like where you're at, but it's supposed to be pretty good. I just saw another comment here. Troy says, "Yeah, I got an email for 40% off Fusion 360. Have a great, yeah. Well, if you just keep waiting, they'll, or at least that's what they're doing with me. I get emails every day, and the one I got yesterday, it was for about half as much as when I first started. So anyway, all right, I'm going to get out of here. Everybody have an awesome Tuesday. And if you're not doing nothing tomorrow morning, meet back here, bring your coffee, and we'll shoot the bull again. Everybody have a good one. See y'all.